I mean, are you serious? Fresh cup of coffee. What are you going to do? I just want my cup back. My Paul Begley cup. I mean, where is the Paul Begley Prophecy Cup? It's on its way. I forgot it in Seattle. Are you serious? Guys, welcome to the Coming Apocalypse. I'm Pastor Paul Begley. We have news breaking right now. Let me share it with you just a second right after this, real fast. That's virtualshield.com/Paul. That's virtualshield.com /Paul. Guys, Patriots, if you're 40 years old and up and you have a Gmail, you need to listen up. Weeks ago, the biggest email hack ever just leaked to 183 million passwords. Yours most likely could have been out there right now. Handed to the hackers who steal your social security number, your bank details, even your name, try to drain your fame and the accounts of that rack up the debt in your name. That's identity theft. Crooks pretending to be you, wrecking your credit, your savings, your life while you fight to prove it's not you. But here's your fix. Virtual Shield Identity Protection. Just easily sign up. It scans the dark web daily for your leaked info. It'll blast an alert to your phone if something's fishy, like the Gmail breach popping up. If thieves strike, you have up to $5 million worth of insurance that can help cover the lost wages, legal fees, stolen money, plus 24/7 U.S. experts handle the calls and the cleanup. You just relax. It's even monitoring the kids' identities before they know it. Guys, it's very cheap. It's easy. Get it done. Go right now to virtualshield.com/Paul. That's virtualshield.com/Paul. You'll be glad that you did. I guarantee it. All right. Now listen, I'm serious about this, guys. I told you the beast is coming. The beast is coming. And it's on its way. And I'm going to play about 3 minutes of Agent X from the webinar that's coming up on Friday, January 23rd. I'm going to give you 3 minutes of that. But first, let me tell you what's happening right now. First of all, there are fears of a major escalation with the United States and Iran after President Trump traded threats with Iran this morning over widespread protests going on. U.S. President Donald Trump has threatened to strike Iran if its regime continues its brutal crackdown on the demonstrations. And guys, I'm serious about this. This is very, very dangerous situation right now that's developing. I can tell you for sure inside information that I got earlier today that it is on the table. Matter of fact, not only Iran, but one more. Fears are growing over a major escalation between the United States and Iran after Iran warned that it's ready for war in a response to Donald Trump's threats to military action in their country. The U.S. President, Donald Trump, said he's considering a very strong options for a possible military response in Iran after monitoring the groups and some people saying 544 people were dead. Another report, 652 are dead. And another report, 900 plus. And then I've heard from my sources, it's over 2,000. We're ready for war, but also for dialogue, said Iran's foreign minister, Abbas Archacheti. And that's not right because that sounds Italian, and you know this dude's not. And he said that warnings of military action against Iran from Trump, if the protests turned bloody, would motivate terrorists to target protesters and security forces to provoke foreign intervention. Are you serious? He's serious about it. And Trump and his national security team have been weighing a range of potential responses against Iran, including cyber attacks and direct strikes from the United States or Israel. That's right. Trump said it, according to two people familiar with the internal White House discussions. But the United States president said Iran had been in touch with him and that they want to negotiate to prevent such action. The United States-based rights groups, the ARANA, reported that the death toll was well over 500, and as I told you, the other reports, and more than 10,000 people have been taken, have been arrested, and been drug off the street into these gulag detention centers under Iranian Sharia law. And you don't want to be there. So this is the situation developing right now. Guys, I'm serious. Got some inside info. It could happen any time. Now, while that's going on, we have a dire situation also developing in the capital of Ukraine. The situation now is worse. Kiev's energy crisis deepens after Russia pounds their power grid this morning. It's frigid temperatures, sub-zero temperatures right now, causing massive concern. As Kiev faces prolonged blackouts and sub-zero temperatures, and it's 6 below zero right now. Officials and energy experts warn that the city's infrastructure is nearing its limits. Although the number of buildings without heat has decreased, because back on January 9th, there was over 6,000 buildings without any power or heat. Right now, it's 800 residential buildings in the capital are without heat, water, or electricity, and a significant it's cold, very sub-zero temperatures, but massive overnight assault that have targeted critical infrastructure that took place on January 9th and killed at least 4 people and injured 28. But the more important is the infrastructure that Russia is destroying is cutting off the heat, the water, and the electricity to the residents of Kiev. This is a terrible situation and a dire situation because of the bitter cold. With the ongoing energy crisis and extreme cold, the situation is becoming dire, especially without electricity, which directly affects the heating and the water supply. A spokesperson for the Kiev City Military Administration also clarified that no official evacuation order has been issued. Such a decision has not been agreed by the Kiev City Military Administration and has not been adopted by the Kiev Civil Defense or Defense Council. But it is a very difficult situation in the nation's capital. Ukraine's first deputy prime minister confirmed today that the worst hit areas include Kiev and Kiev Oblast, particularly in the Brovary districts. Now, the top priority is to restore the heat and electricity to all residential buildings, but it's difficult when you're facing bombardment from the Russian Federation. Emergency services are working under freezing conditions, icy, heavy ice, and near daily bombardments. It's very difficult for them to get the heat back on, and you can imagine the situation. So, critical situation there. I need you to pray for the people of Kiev. And of course, Putin, he says he's at the table. He's here. He's at the table there. He's at the table over there at Saudi Arabia. He went to the table in Geneva. He met with Trump in Alaska. He was meeting in Mar-a-Lago. He sent people over to this and that. Guys, the whole time he's bombing them. He's moving troops forward. He's unleashing hell upon them. There's no deal there's no deal there. And the Iranians, they're slaughtering the protesters, yet they want to talk. No, there's no talking going on. They're not serious. They're buying time. They're trying to figure out how to hang on. What they're trying to do is hang on to their regime. And while they try to talk to Trump, they're going to kill as many and oppress as many and beat down as many and detain as many as they can, hoping they can break the spirit of the people and stop the revolution. If Trump moves in now or quickly or within the next day or 48 hours, let's say, to 48 to 72 hours, if he moves soon enough, he'll be able to remove the regime and free the people. But it's difficult because what kind of a vacuum does that leave in Ukraine? It's not the same. And anyway, you're not going to be able to go in there and extract the Ayatollah Ali Khamenei out of there. No, you have to make a decision. Are you going to kill him and wipe out the top leadership of the regime, or are you going to back off and let the regime stay in power, and then they will once again beat the people into submission? This is what they're facing in this news now moment. I can tell you that right now. Are you serious? But wait. While that's all going on, there is a beast kingdom, and this is all part of this battle now for world dominance. This is a battle. Trump is battling the beast, and it's a conglomerate. It's a seven-headed monster full of blasphemy. It's got 10 horns, and soon those horns will be crowned as 10 kings working for the Antichrist. That's why I'm writing the book, Trump versus the Beast. But let me tell you something. Right now, it's getting serious because the AI, the computer situation that's being developed globally now, but first, America is trying to get the top position to hold off the beast. I want you to listen. This webinar coming up, The Beast Cometh, and the webinar is just 11 days away. It's January 23rd. Stan Deyo, who in the early 1970s was recruited right out of high school by the FBI to help develop the the debit card system that he began to realize after he worked for a few years that this was actually, once he got saved to start reading the Bible, he said, my Lord, I'm helping develop the beast system. Now, so he fled the FBI. Also, we are hearing from, you're in this webinar, you're going to hear from Daniel Lemire, one of the founders of the cryptocurrency system and the EOS system. And listen, this guy several startup companies, sold them, made hundreds of millions. But the main point is he gave his life to Christ, and now he's studying Bible prophecy. He's going to speak in this webinar as all because he knows what type of system is being built. So does Mike from around the world. So does John, the AI guy. And so does Agent X. Agent X, a 32-year veteran of the NSA. I want to let you hear, I interviewed him today for the webinar. It was a phenomenal interview. Best interview ever with him. I mean, amazing. I thought he was good last webinar I had, but this one, it's insane. It's a 1 hour and 13-minute interview. I'm going to play 3 minutes of it, just 3 minutes of it, because it's a key point. There's major key points all throughout it, but I'm going to play this one right now because I feel like this is very, very interesting. Let me open up the screen that will let me do this, right? Do I got to throw in it? I got to put it over there and that? Is that what I got to do? Okay, I'll do it. Welcome everyone to another powerful webinar. Maybe this is the best one ever. It's certainly, without doubt, they're all great, but the relevance. Okay, now I'm going to take you to about the 13-minute mark here. Let's see, of this interview, about right there. And here we go. I'm interviewing Agent X for the webinar, The Beast Cometh. Now why is the Department of Energy positioned as the leader in the Genesis mission rather than the traditional intelligence community?
Absolutely. Well, wonderful question. I thought the same thing. I think, well, wait a minute. Now, if you think about the Department of Energy, first thing comes to mind: oil, nuclear power, power grid. You start thinking about that. But here's the deal. Here's the kicker that the DOE brings, and this is their major play.
Okay. We have a bad echo because I didn't push a certain button. I'm going to push that button right now and fix that. I haven't done this in a while, this way of doing it, so I forgot. So let me back it up. Set this back up. Here we go again. No echo. Now, why is the Department of Energy positioned as the leader in the Genesis mission rather than the traditional intelligence community?
Absolutely. Wonderful question. I thought the same thing. I was thinking, well, wait a minute. Now, if you think about the Department of Energy, first thing comes to mind: oil, nuclear power, power grid. You start thinking about that. But here's the deal. Here's the kicker that the DOE brings, and this is their major play. They have 3 acknowledged. Now, remember, in the black world, you have acknowledged, unacknowledged, and waived. Acknowledged means the government acknowledges the existence. Unacknowledged, what? There's no such thing as Area 51. They don't acknowledge it, even though we know there's something
Wow.
there. That's
Okay.
years ago.
Yeah.
And then you have waived. Waived means Congress isn't even briefed to the program. Now then, so at the DOE, Department of Energy, they have 3 what we call exascale supercomputers. Now, exascale, now we start getting into some mathematics here. And I know once you start going down the math trail, a lot of people say, oh my gosh, I hated math. But an exascale is basically what it means, a computer that can operate in what they call the exaflop scale. And that's a big word, exaflop. A flop is basically is a mathematical equation. Exa means 1 quintillion calculations per second. I think it's something like 380 zeros or some crazy number like that. But back to the point, the Department of Energy manages 3 acknowledged exascale supercomputers that can operate at the quantum level. They're named Frontier, Aurora, and El Capitan. And those 3 computers run nuclear simulations. They run all that they can calculate quintillion calculations per second. And because they already manage the 3 largest, fastest quantum exascale computers in the United States, Department of Energy was deemed as the leader in knowing how to operate at that level, so that the oversight was moved to them. So now, once you take those computers and you plug in a module of AI, it basically puts them on steroids. I mean, you basically taking it and you're moving it up to the warp factor level. And so the AI training, weapon simulations, weapons modeling, data correlation, when you bring in all this data from all the various world intelligence sites, will be on any traditional computing's capability. But when you merge these 3 supercomputers together, Frontier, Aurora, and El Capitan, we are now the world's leaders, and they will be the basis, the foundation that Genesis system will be merged into. So that's the foundation that's starting. And the DOE is the leader for that right now. And a lot of it's done out of Oak Ridge, Tennessee.
Now, you've heard of Oak Ridge, Tennessee. I know some of you know about Oak Ridge, Tennessee. A very important location where nuclear components, and I should say also, now is it back to echo after I stopped that? Or is that person just late? Give me 1 second here. Okay, so Oak Ridge, Tennessee is where a lot of military DARPA type stuff gets done. I remember when I was in Jerusalem, actually, I was with Israel Hall one night, and there was a massive fire that broke out in Oak Ridge, Tennessee at that facility. And we happened to be walking on the streets of Jerusalem when we heard about it. And I remember we went live while I was out on the streets about the Oak Ridge, Tennessee fire. Now, get this. Oak Ridge, Tennessee, recently in that area, there was a massive explosion. You may remember that. And so that wasn't long ago. That was just a few months ago. And so what happened is that, again, everybody there was killed. Again, that was not far from this Oak Ridge, Tennessee location. Oak Ridge, Tennessee, a very, very key location utilized for many different reasons out of a part of the DOD, okay? So what Agent X is saying is there's a serious computer system taking place right now, and that is the development of what will be used by the United States, Trump's doctrine of America first, of course. Now, I'd like to play, and I'm just going to shoot in the dark here and just play a little more of this webinar for you, and just so you get a feel for Agent X. And I'm telling you, later in this interview, he just completely blows my mind on this beast system that's being developed. Wow. Wait a minute. All right. Okay, let me get that echo out of there before I do it. Here we go. So now, with pulling that all together with this quantum computing, and so the Genesis mission executive order is saying, look, we're going to use the Department of Energy. It's already got the mathematical equations and 3 major supercomputer quantum computers. So why is there a concern then within the United States about China potentially reaching this same level of quantum scale? I mean, are they already at our same level? Are we still ahead of them quite a bit, and they're just gaining? Where are we in that? Why is China? I mean,
Well, actually, in many areas, we are behind in that. And now remember, an executive order will use language to do things like bridge. They'll say terms like bridge the gap, things like that. They will never come out and say we are behind. You don't do that.
Okay.
You don't do that. No, you don't do that. So in the Genesis missions, when I break down what the executive order said and what they're really meaning, they're screaming from the rooftop, guys, we're behind. Mm-hmm. Guys, we over the past couple of administrations, we have allowed China to move ahead of us in quantum computing and artificial intelligence at the exaflop level. Like I told you before, they have, if I remember their names, Sunway, Ocean Light, and of course I don't speak
Aurora.
Chinese. A3, which is the 3rd generation of this one quantum computing. Now, here's the key. China opted out of reporting and submitting systems to the world, let them know where they're at. So they no longer report their numbers or their capabilities. But intelligence assessments that I got a hold of, a couple of friends that had some information on that. And basically, China is doing exceedingly well. Matter of fact, the rumor is, we've heard about all these hypersonic weapons that Russia has.
Yep.
Well, Russia does not have a computer capable of doing those level of calculations. They had to have had Chinese help to do the calculations to get that warhead to operate at the hypersonic level, not to be reshaped by the heat, and because of course
the speed.
Right, so the kinetic energy, it has to be perfectly mathematically built, and those calculations came from the Chinese, given to the Russians, and of course the Russians developed the systems.
So that's a little more information, but he'll get into how the beast system and the because he's from NSA. He did 32 years working for the NSA, and the surveillance. He'll tell you, and I want you to hear it in this interview, that the AI information that we are getting right now, Chat GPT and Gronks or whatever they are, he said that's so old technology. It's pitiful. He said it's 20 to 25 years old. AI has been around way longer than that. And so they are way out. The military and the government of the United States is way out past this. So when you start talking about the beast system being brought together, it is being worked on. They're giving us the Chat GPT and some of these little AI toys to play with and make things, while they are literally establishing the 666 system globally. The global elitists. This is why when the World Economic Forum get together and they talk about a global reset, they're dead serious. This is why the Trilateral Commission, this is why the Council on Foreign Relations, when they get together, this is why when Bilderberg gets together, this is why the Bohemian Grove, when they get together, the Skull and Bones, when the Masons of the top level get together, when all of these guys get together, they are literally discussing the system 20 years ahead of us. And that's what I'm trying to say. You need to listen to this webinar. Get your tickets now. We're only 11 days away. Get your tickets right now. Go to my website at paulbegleyprophecy.com. This is just one of the speakers, Agent X. I'm telling you right now, all of these folks that are involved in this, many of them are from the intelligence industry. Stan Deyo, former FBI. Mike Around the World, currently military intelligence at some level. Agent X, 32-year retired NSA. Daniel Lemire, the man who helped build the blockchain system for cryptocurrency. And John, the AI guy, currently working with Elon Musk and others as a contractor, and was at the White House for 4 days back in January of last year in that big meeting, that big conference. I mean, and Guy Morris, a prophecy analytic who studies prophecy through analytics. Dr. Joy Pugh, who's been studying the beast of Neuralink and on and the constellations of Starlinks and all of the things involved, guys, in building the beast system, the Illuminati, the one world government, the new world order, the biblical beast of the Bible. It's coming, which means if the beast is coming, Christ is coming. But so is revival coming. All of it is converging. The prophecies of the last days. I'm serious when I say this, guys. We're living in the end times. We're living in the last days. And so Iran and the United States, I'm getting information that Iran is on the table. Trust me, it's on the table. And then there's another country after that. So keep your eyes open. Venezuela's already removed their top man. He's been removed. The world is spinning out of control right now. The big waves are moving. This is the end times. This is the last days. Are you saved?
As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the starry crown? Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, sisters, let's go down, come on down. Oh, sisters, let's go down in the river to pray. As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and I shall wear the robe and crown. Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, brothers, let's go down, come on down. Come on, brothers, let's go down in the river to pray. As I went down in the river to pray, studying about the good old way, and I shall wear the starry crown. Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, fathers, let's go down, come on down. Oh, fathers, let's go down in the river to pray. As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and I shall wear the starry crown. Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, mothers, let's go down, don't you wanna go down? Come on, mothers, let's go down in the river to pray. As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and you shall wear the robe and crown. Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, sinners, let's go down, come on down. Oh, sinners, let's go down in the river to pray. Oh, sinners, let's go down, come on down. Oh, sinners, let's go down in the river to pray.
Lexi Begley singing there. And that's from my album, the journey. You can get that at my website at paulbegleyprophecy.com. Boy, she's got a beautiful voice. She was 14 years old when she was singing on that album. She's 21 now. Isn't that amazing? They grow up fast. All right, guys. Again, go get your tickets for The Beast Cometh. The Beast Cometh. The bolt goeth, but the beast cometh. Okay. I'm sorry. I couldn't resist. The beast cometh, the bolt goeth, and get your tickets now. Just go to our website at paulbegleyprophecy.com, and we're only 11 days away, okay? 11 days away for this webinar, which is on Friday night, January 23rd. It will be absolutely, well, I don't even know how this subject is so important, and we were really able to get some really good folks to help us on this one, as we usually always do with all of our different speakers. Again, this one, amazing. So you'll see. All right, guys, I'll be back with more current world events, how they relate to biblical prophecy. Certainly, we're living in the last days. And this Iranian situation, we are watching very closely now. I'm talking very closely. The next 48 to 72 hours could make the difference. Are you serious? I'll be back with more on the coming apocalypse. I can't believe I said that. The beast cometh and the bolt goeth. I mean, he shouldn't have been out here just, people are crazy.